This tiny packet can pull water out of thin air, literally. This is silica gel. And if you understand how it actually works, you can control moisture in a space without using any machines, electricity, or expensive systems. I tested this in a simple setup. A sealed container. Normal room air, nothing extreme. No added water, no special conditions. At the start, everything looked completely dry. No fog, no condensation, no visible moisture anywhere. If you looked inside, you'd assume nothing was happening. But after a few hours, something changed. Small droplets started forming inside the container. Very light at first, then more noticeable over time. And that's the part that confuses most people. Because no water was added. Nothing leaked. Nothing was introduced into the system. So where did the water come from? It was already there. That's the part most people don't fully understand. Air is never truly dry. Even when it feels dry, even when you don't see anything. There is always moisture present in the form of invisible vapor. In an open environment, you don't notice it. Because air keeps moving. Moisture spreads out, mixes, disappears from your perception. But the moment you trap that air inside a closed space, it becomes a controlled system. And inside that system, even small amounts of moisture start to behave differently. Now this is where silica gel comes in. Silica gel doesn't create dryness. It doesn't magically remove water from objects. What it actually does is much more specific. It pulls moisture out of the air itself. And once the air becomes drier, everything inside that space starts losing moisture indirectly. That's why it works so well in packaging. Electronics, shoes, medicine bottles. All of these rely on controlling the air around the product, not the product directly. But here's where most people completely misunderstand this. They take that same packet and use it in a totally different environment. They throw it into a room, a cupboard, a shelf, some open space where air is constantly moving, and then they expect the same result. But nothing happens, or at least nothing noticeable. And that's the moment when most people decide this doesn't work. But the problem is not the material. The problem is the system. Because in an open environment, you're not controlling the air. New moisture keeps entering constantly. So whatever silica gel removes gets replaced almost immediately, which means the system never stabilizes. And when that happens, the effect becomes so small that it feels like nothing is happening at all. Same material. Same function, completely different result. Now once you understand this difference, the next question becomes important. If silica gel works by pulling moisture from air, then how much can it actually hold? And what happens when it reaches that limit? Because this is the point where it either works perfectly or becomes completely useless. Silica gel works, but only up to a point. It doesn't keep pulling moisture forever. It has a fixed capacity. Think of it like this. Every packet has a limited amount of surface where moisture can attach. Once that surface is filled, the process stops. Not slower, not weaker, just stops. And the biggest problem is you won't notice when that happens. From the outside, it looks exactly the same. Same shape, same texture, same color in most cases. There's no clear signal that says, this is no longer working. So what do people do? They leave it there for days, weeks, sometimes months, assuming it's still protecting whatever it's placed with. But in reality, it stopped working a long time ago. Now this is where things get slightly more serious, because once silica gel is fully saturated, it's not just inactive. It becomes unstable relative to the environment. If the surrounding air becomes more humid than the material itself, a small amount of that trapped moisture can start moving back out. Not in a dramatic way. You won't see drops leaking out. But at a microscopic level, moisture starts redistributing again. And in a small enclosed space, even a slight change like that can affect the environment. This is why people get completely opposite results. Some people use it once and see a clear difference. Others try the same thing and notice nothing at all. Same product, different outcome. Because the real variable is not the silica gel itself, it's whether it's still active. Now here's something most people don't know. There are versions of silica gel that actually tell you when this happens. They contain indicator beads. These beads change color when the material becomes saturated. For example, orange, green, blue, pink, depending on the type. That's the only reliable way to know when it has reached its limit. Without that, you're basically guessing. And most of the time, that guess is wrong. So people think the method failed, when in reality, it just wasn't active anymore. Now this leads to an obvious question. If it stops working once it's full, does that mean you have to throw it away every time? Or is there a way to bring it back and make it work again? Because this is where the difference between a cheap packet and an actual reusable system starts to show. To understand why silica gel works so well, you have to look at what it's actually doing, not what it looks like it's doing. Most people assume it absorbs water like a sponge. Something gets wet, it soaks it in. End of story. But that's not what's happening here. Silica gel doesn't absorb moisture into its core. It captures it on its surface. This process is called adsorption. At a microscopic level, each tiny bead is filled with extremely small pores. Not holes you can see, but structures that create a massive amount of surface area. So even a small packet contains a huge active surface. When humid air touches that surface, water molecules stick to it, layer by layer. They don't get pulled inside like liquid into a sponge. They attach to the outer structure. That's why silica gel can pull moisture out of the air so efficiently. But it also explains its biggest limitation, because once that entire surface is covered, there's nowhere left for moisture to attach. That's the exact moment it stops working. Not because it's damaged, not because it failed, but because it's full. Now here's the part most people never use. That moisture is not permanently locked in place. If you apply heat, those water molecules detach from the surface. They go back into the air. And once that happens, the surface becomes empty again, which means the material becomes active again. In simple terms, you can reset it. This is why silica gel is used in real systems, not just packaging. Camera equipment storage, toolboxes, electronics protection, food containers. Anywhere moisture control needs to be consistent and repeatable. But here's the difference between random use and effective use. People who get results don't just throw silica gel into a space. They control the environment around it. Small enclosed space, limited air volume, minimal airflow. In that setup, silica gel slowly pulls moisture out until the environment stabilizes. And once it stabilizes, everything inside that space stays protected. Now compare that to how most people use it. Open space, air constantly moving, humidity constantly changing. In that case, silica gel never gets control of the system, so the effect remains weak, and that's why people think it's inconsistent. But the truth is, it's completely predictable once you understand the system. Now, even if you use it correctly, and even if you reset it when needed, there's still one situation where this method is the wrong solution completely. And this is where relying on it can give you a false sense of control. Even if you use silica gel perfectly, there's one situation where it simply won't solve your problem. When moisture is constantly entering the space. Think about a normal room, doors opening, air moving, temperature changing. In that environment, humidity is not stable. It keeps coming back. And that breaks the entire system. Because silica gel is passive, it only reacts to the air around it. It doesn't actively remove moisture from a large space. It doesn't fight incoming humidity. So even if it pulls some moisture out, new moisture replaces it almost immediately, and the system never reaches balance. That's why in large or open environments, it feels like it's doing nothing. Not because it's ineffective, but because it's being used for the wrong job. This is where you need a different approach. If moisture is constantly entering, you need continuous removal. That means airflow control, ventilation, or a dehumidifier that actively pulls moisture out over time. Silica gel can't replace that. It's not designed to. It's a precision tool. Use it in small, controlled spaces, and it works extremely well. Use it in open environments when it becomes almost irrelevant. That's the difference. So now you've got the full picture. It pulls invisible moisture from air. It works through surface adsorption. It stops when saturated. It can be reset with heat, and it only works in controlled environments. Once you understand that, this stops being a random packet you ignore and becomes something you can actually use correctly. So next time you see one of these, don't just throw it somewhere and expect results. Use it with control, or it won't work at all.